Everybody, welcome back. I have some gossip and some topic to talk about. So the first thing I want to discuss is the dating scene as a trans woman at this point of life. So back in the day, when I dated women mostly, I actually never made the first moves onto approaching a woman or knowing how to, talk to women in the first time. So most of the women I have been with were women who were already infatuated with me. So they approached me and they told me that I'm pretty, and they most of them bought me a drink, or we started talking. Some of these women actually wanted me to be their new gay friend, which is kind of something that bothered me back in the day, but now it's kind of like I can see it. Can't argue with that logic. But you can see my hair is a bit different today because I went to the beach. I actually didn't wash it. I just rinsed it off and tied it in a bun. And I think it's giving. It's still very okay. So the dating scene with men is a bit different. So I did not start dating men or going out with men just because I was trans. I had traumas with men from before, so it took me a long time to get over all that. And I do have my own toy to ride, stuff myself happily. But eventually I realized like I don't like that it's cold or it gets cold, especially in the winter times. So I decided to go out and meet some guys. But then I used the same methods of meeting guys like I did with meeting women, which is I need to like you. You need to be getting your shit together. I don't care if you look pretty technically, but it's a plus. So living where I live, I did not find anything that fits into that. So what do we do? I decided to go on Grinder, create a profile, and just find some person to sleep with. Literally, like don't talk to me. Send me a picture of your things, and I'll see if I want to meet you. So I met a couple of guys like this, and it was actually pretty good because I was not really playing any role in bed. I did not have to do anything, and because also I did not really expect these men to be here long term. I just kind of abused that scenario and just was selfish. So I was just having sex and being selfish, doing the things that I want to do, taking the positions that I like. But I never thought that the guys actually would like what I'm doing because I was just being very selfish. But eventually, a lot of them actually stayed around or wanted to meet again. We went on dinner dates sometimes, and I was just like, wow, I never thought anyone would date me to begin with, or even go out with me or sleep with me. This is definitely a plus. So we went from there into starting my transition and starting my hormone therapy. And with that, I decided that, ooh, I don't want to just be meeting random guys for sex. And I don't have the libido for that anymore. Thank goodness, because that was just super annoying, having to be people just because you're horny. Now my sex drive is very low, so I don't really have to have that. But the way I see dating is the same. Like, I still have the same criteria of like, how do I choose a partner? So the partners that I would probably go for at this point, I mean, if they're cute, it's definitely a plus, but I definitely like someone who is a master of their craft. What does that mean? So I play the guitar. I've been playing the guitar for like 17 years, and I know a lot. I'm not like a jazz guitarist who studied everything, but I intuitively got to the level of playing the guitar where I can express all these kept up emotions and even more. And I can actually take myself into like the space and planets and stuff with my music. So it's really fun. Now, I need someone who masters their craft in such matter as well, if that makes sense. Right? So I'm also doing a PhD in linguistics. I really like languages. I like sounds of languages, like how do we pronounce certain words? How do we use intonation and pitch to express certain emotions? So that's my field. Now, if I meet a guy who talks about tits, ass, and soccer, like, no, honey, no. Like, I need stimulation for me to have physical stimulation for us to have good sex, right? Besides that, even though my sex drive is very, very low, I can activate myself like this. No problem, right? I know I have my own thing, my secret, I would call it. It's not really a secret, but let's just say, yeah. There are certain things that will trigger me sexually, and I'll just be super horny just if you do that to me. So I do have a specific type of man that I need to satisfy those urges and needs. Besides that, my idea of dating women used to be different. It used to be like, you do need to have something in life, but like you need it to also be physically attractive and beautiful. With men, like physical attraction and beauty is not really the top. It's like, okay, well, you're not ugly, so let's just try. But like with women, it's like, I need to be aroused, And also because I was playing the role for very long, so I needed someone to be extra hot for me to get like this satisfaction of like, look what I achieved. See, I'm not gay. I'm ridiculous, but it worked, right? And I must say I've been with very, very beautiful women, and I've dated very beautiful and smart and independent, strong women, and I'm very grateful to a lot of them. And I talk to a lot of them actually till this day, and I told them about my transition, and we don't talk every day or every week, but like every once in a while something pops up and we just kind of have a conversation and we talk about things. Some of them are married, some of them have kids, some of them are in happy relationships. And here I am, and they're like, yeah, there was something about you. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Because technically, having these very beautiful women that I usually walked out of those relationships, most of the relationships that I've been to, I walked out of, which tells you something. Like for me, it was a trophy. Like I created this ideal woman because of where I grew up and the ideals of family and whatever. So I think it was my 10 or 11-year-old self who created this image of me marrying a certain type of blonde girl in the US in a countryside house with whatever, whatever, two dogs, two sons, and whatever, two children. And I just created everything. I'm like, this is what I'm going to be working for. So I put a lot of pressure on every woman I dated. I'm very sorry, truly. But eventually, I did date a bunch of blondes who were definitely what I was looking for. Literally, it's like this is what I dreamt of, and I just walked out of the relationship. I'm like, yeah, no, you look like what I thought, but this is not how I'm feeling at home. So, sorry, bye. And I was thinking about this. I think I had my heart broken by women very few times, but I've dated way too many. No, not way too many, but I've dated a lot of people, right? Like I've had relationships that lasted a couple of weeks, and I've had relationships that lasted 2, 3 years. But technically nothing longer than that. And most of those, I was the one walking out. I think the last relationship I've had, the person walked out on me, but also because they were in Germany and I kind of could see the signs, and they were polyamorous and they were just having fun, wanting to have some sex. And I wanted something a bit deeper. And I'm like, okay, well, I can see this. But also, the reason I liked this woman was because she was the first person to actually encourage me to be feminine, to show more feminine energy. So this was kind of an open door for me that I'm like, wow, I could be with a girl who would accept me the way I am, because I was just tired of hiding the feminine side. And this was like 3, 4 years ago, maybe 5 years ago. But with time, with the breakup, and I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna be myself. I don't think they broke up with me because I'm feminine. It was because of distance and because of sex and physical, let's say, availability, right? So I want to see what you girls, guys, and non-binary people, beautiful people, think of dating. Some people think hormones change them. I would say hormones didn't really change the way I date. It just lowered my sex drive. I just kind of have the same criteria of choosing a mate. I'm just not really looking to have a mate at this point because I'm still having issues with my body, certain parts, and I don't want someone touching me in the wrong places. I'm like, I don't know why you're here, but like this is not what you're thinking. Nothing is gonna happen. So now I'm just kind of avoiding all of that scenario until maybe I get my surgery and figure that out. But the way I look at dating, which now I would never probably date a woman unless she's super dominating and yeah, she can fuck the shit out of me. Just put it that way. Otherwise, I'm definitely pro guys. I don't like men technically that much mentally. A lot of them haven't matured. So it's hard to have a conversation and like them mentally. So the physical part becomes just like, this is just too hard. And this is why, like, I just used to have sex dates. We talk, send me a picture, let me see what you have. Okay, come over. Like, maybe 20% of those people actually came over. A lot of them just like words, words, words. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do this to you. Let's meet, let's do stuff, let's do whatever. I'm like, okay, yeah, let's do it. And then when we actually say yes, disappeared into thin air. Okay, manly man with all words but no actions. Keep that for yourself. So I'm just gonna keep this here. So let me know, how's your dating life going? Let me know what you think of this hairdo and the Egyptian style Arabic eyeliner. I mean, I could show you what I'm wearing. I'm actually a bit kind of chill today. I mean, nothing crazy. You know, kind of like a senorita. I think I'm looking pretty Spanish for some reason. But I live in Spain, but it just came up. I just bought this shirt recently, and I just need to wear it. So talk to you later.